Let him inside.
Okay, so I've just finished playing Mad Max for PlayStation 4 and I've got to say it's one of the biggest surprises I've had this past year in video games. I've really enjoyed playing it so far. I've put a good 14-15 hours into it. It did come out a year ago in July 2015 I think, so I'm a bit late into the game with it, but it is a pretty good game, so I'm just going to talk about what I like about it.
You give us the use of your garage and tools.
Boom! If I thought you could, you'd have a deal.
Okay, so first up, the gameplay. I really love the way this game feels. It feels like Just Cause 2, but a bit less glitchy, more smooth. Max handles really well. You can jump in his car, drive around the wasteland, and surprisingly, the controls are really responsive. Like, the fighting is taken straight out of Batman Arkham games, but it feels a lot more smoother and a lot more dynamic. Like, you can block. And in Batman I found that you could just tap one button and you just kept spamming that button and you would keep blocking enemies' attacks and you could attack with that as well. But in Mad Max you really have to stay on your toes, you have to keep on your guard. Some attacks can't be blocked, so you have to roll out of their way, which I really like. Okay, so Mad Max is an absolutely huge open world game, as you can imagine. It's set in a place just called the Wasteland. And you'd think after all these years of games like Borderlands and Fallout 3 that you'd be fed up of seeing a wasteland, but you're really not. It's so diverse. Like, you're obviously not going to see snow-capped mountains or anything like that, or woodland, but each little particular area has its own charm to it. So there's one that looks like the remnants of a highway, which is really cool. You can do jumps off the ramps left. There's so many different optional activities you can do, it's unreal. There's bandit camps to take over where it's like Far Cry 3, you go in, you can take it out any way you want, so you can be stealthy and use your sniper rifle to take out the perimeter defences, or you can go in for a full frontal attack. The game looks amazing and I was really surprised by it, because usually open world games you find that it does suffer with a little bit of the quality. But I mean, I really love the charm of it, even little things such as the way Max walks through the sand and he leaves little footprints behind. In a huge open world game, I've only seen that kind of attention to detail in games like Grand Theft Auto 5. So yeah, a lot of the game is driving based combat, so obviously you can upgrade your car, which is the main part of the story of the game. Max gets his magnum opus stolen, so he has to build a new one from scratch with a guy called Chumbucket. The story of the game really isn't important, it literally is just like as thin as the movie Mad Max Fury Road, where it's a really simple story. And in this game you really don't mind, because you just want to get on with driving in the open world, walking around, taking over the camps and just unlocking more of the world, and you can do it at your own pace. There are some cutscenes, but as far as story goes in this game, there really isn't much, but that's a good thing because the gameplay is so solid. Sticking with the theme of survival in this open world game, Mad Max has a great system where you have water, you have scarce ammo. Ammo is really scarce. You're lucky to find one shotgun shell or one sniper round at a time. And you can upgrade your skills, so it can replenish water more quickly when you pick it up, but it has a great survival, almost survival horror-esque feel to the game, but it's mainly just to emphasise the fact that this world is scarce with food and water. You can pick up dog food or rotting bodies with maggots and eat those, which really suits the game's aesthetics of survival. Customization in this game is pretty huge. I mean, it's not really deep like Need for Speed, S-car customization. You can't change spoilers or anything like that. You have a basic body which you can change at the start of the game and choose whichever one you want. But the real charm of the game comes out when you can apply spikes to it, you can apply new bumpers to your car, changed the defense for car combat, so you have a harpoon gun, which is great for taking down barriers when you enter bandit camps. Also, there's fantastic attention to detail in these weapons, like you have, I think it's called the Thunderpoon, where you can shoot like rockets at other cars, which looks great. The explosions in this game look really, really pretty. You can customise Max himself, so you have great nods to the movies, such as his iconic leather jacket. You can change his hairstyle, how long his beard is, different types of war paint he can wear on his face. It's great, but the attention to detail again is fantastic.
There's no reason to risk our skin here.
You think I should die?
We'll use the gear that's in there. Your fabled fingers are nimble enough.
So yeah, Mad Max for PS4, from what I've played so far, I'd give it a 7.5. It's good fun. If you've seen Mad Max Fury Road, or any of the Mad Max films for that matter, then you're going to love this game. If you're not a fan of the films, or you're a newcomer to the franchise, it's good fun. If you like open world action games, if you like racing games, you're going to love this, and I would really recommend it for anyone that likes fast-paced action or open world games, especially if you like Just Cause 2 or 3. Thanks for watching, see you later.